Well, hello, buddy, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new with me, a new viewer, hi. Good to see you. Good to meet you wherever you are in the world. My name is Andrew Bach. I am an entertainment journalist for ScreenRant.com, the editor-in-chief of MultiverseColor.com, and the host and producer of The Showrunner Whisperer, which is a podcast that goes all into the minds of Hollywood showrunners and what it's like to be a showrunner in today's TV landscape. And for my returning subscribers who are going like, there we go, he's alive. He definitely is doing something. Committing to videos is trickier than I expected, and 2025 has been, well, if you live on this planet called Earth, 2025 has been quite the year. So, it's been tricky, but as you're watching this, as I recorded a couple of days in advance, right now it should be Friday, August 15th, 2025, which means that the embargo for Peacemaker Season 2 has finally lifted. And honest to God, I watched the first 5 episodes and I thought, you know what, maybe it's time that I come back, do a video, give you guys some thoughts on my impressions of this new second season, and give you some teasers for the next DCU release following the amazing run of Superman, which is now playing in theaters. Wherever you live, if you have a theater, you should go see it, because that movie is. We need more summers like this. Honest to God. So, but with that said, let's get to the review. And again, this review is for the first 5 episodes of Peacemaker Season 2, which has been sent out to members of the press. And again, there's obviously some things I cannot spoil because they don't want you to get spoiled in advance. But I will give you some teasers of what to look forward to in this new season. So, as someone who was very surprised by how much I enjoyed season 1, because again, I was not really tuning into Peacemaker when it first started, but by the time I think the 4th episode had aired, I'm like, listen, I love John Cena, I love Daniel Brooks, I even like some of the side characters that we saw in the Suicide Squad that came out in 2021. And so I'm like, you know what, let me check it out. This could be something. And I was pleasantly surprised. So I'm like, okay, yeah, bring on season 2. 3 years later. Oh, streaming television. It's quite something. But now, for season 2, to give you some of my earliest thoughts, I think this is the season where we are starting to finally get to the roots of these characters. We are seeing way more layers with all of them. There is something to explore with all of these characters that we explored in season 1 that go to deeper lengths this year. I think John Cena has some of the best acting as Christopher Smith this season. It's because again, Peacemaker, this is very much of a very dramedy type of DC show, and I don't mean in an insulting way. Absolutely not. Dramedy is great, but this year you can kind of tell they're leaning more into the drama as opposed to the comedy of it all. And what John gets to do this year is incredible, and I'm enjoying so much of the progression that he's making and the things that he's exploring about himself. And the same goes for characters like Leota and Hardcore, who again, they're my favorite duo on the show, and they're on such very distinct journeys this year that I think, if you didn't feel there was enough meat to them in season 1, you will definitely feel that there is more to them this season, because Leota, she's going through her stuff, and Hardcore is just trying to figure out her life after the events of season 1, and it's easier said than done. So my bro Economos, I think he is put in one of the most interesting positions of all season for all these characters, and there's times where I'm like, he better make it out alive this season, because he's put in such a position that I'm like, this just could go south, and I'm worried. And with Adrian Chase, he is, as someone who watched Arrow and watched Vigilante there, and now seeing Vigilante on this show, it's like day and night, honest to God. So I don't. He's still Freddie Stormer is amazing as Adrian Chase, and I'm hoping that we get, he's the one that I feel like we could do a little bit more with. And again, I've seen the first 5 episodes, so there's still a couple episodes left that hasn't been released yet. So I don't know if there's gonna be more things for him to do in the back half of the season. And for some of the newer characters, like again, because I am a huge Frank Grillo fan, I love him so much and all the things I've seen him in. So the fact that he's now in the DCU because the MCU didn't know what to do with that great talent. So sucks to be you, Kevin Feige, I guess. But yeah, we get to know Rick Flag Sr. here a lot more. If you watch Creature Commandos, which I did a review on this channel if you want to check it out, and then saw him in Superman, this is the project where we actually get very much into a lot of who he is, his background, and his mission he's on, which is it's Rick Flag versus Peacemaker this season. So Langston Fleury, Tim Meadows is amazing. He's funny in all the things I've seen. I have a lot of questions why he's here. There's a lot of things that he say and do that I'm like, this was a choice, which is, it is what it is. I love Sasha Berto. I think there's a lot of, again, I know she's from the comics and she's very much associated with the Batman mythology, and I don't really know much about her from the comic, but like from the little I've seen, I'm like, oh, there's some interesting things they could do with her in live action here if they're choosing to do so. And like she has some moments that I'm like, okay, I see you. Okay, now what else? So yeah, that makes it for those, for the new characters. In terms of story, again, it gets a lot deeper this year. We are setting the foundation for these characters actually, being like 3-dimensional characters. These are not just characters that are just making, silly jokes. Whatever. I mean, again, there is a lot of silly jokes, and I will say that if I have any criticism of season 2, some of the comedies this season, not all of it is landing with me. Like a lot of it is like, okay, and that's the thing, I love James Gunn. I think drama is one of his bigger strengths, but with comedy sometimes there's things that just I don't click with, and I feel like we didn't need that. And there's a lot of things that I'm like, well, I will be burst out laughing, which absolutely happens with Peacemaker season 2. So I'm very curious to see what everyone who's watching this will feel and think when they get to see the episodes for themselves and judge on like that dramedy scale of like what's working for the drama, what's not working for the drama, what's working for the comedy, what's not working for the comedy. So, and in terms of like, I would say when it comes to like episodes to really look out for, I would say episode 3 and 5 are very, very big. I think 3 is my favorite. Like that's where we get to have some really, really cool shit go down and really be explored with what this show is, because again, obviously the thing that everyone is wondering about is how are they going to make this work in the DCU, and don't worry, we get to that quickly. That was one of the moments where I burst out laughing, kind of like how they explain things, because I know that Twitter, good old Twitter, is going to be like, huh, that's it? And that's why I'm going to be like, come on, there has to be more to this. But listen, Peacemaker, it's part of the DCU, whether you like it or not. I like that it's part of it because it has some great characters that we get to now keep exploring. But I definitely am kind of scratching my head going, I wonder how people are gonna react to this, because everyone's been wondering like, how are they gonna make this canon from the DCU into the DCU? So yeah, I would say look out for episode 3 and 5. Those are some of the most important ones. And listen, every episode is crucial to watch. Like you should be watching every week, but like there are a lot of things that I think sets up the second half of the season through 3 and 5. So look forward to that. There is also, of course, a lot of fun surprises. If you're someone who's gonna be following the DCU, regularly, then yeah, keep your eyes and ears open is what I will say. Again, even though I feel that some of the comedy tricks is not working for me this season 2 is absolutely an improvement from season 1. Like again, if we moved away from some of the comedy and shticks that this show does, and this was a full-on drama, I think that this could be a like one of the best DC things of all time. And and like seeing these characters and these actors getting to really expand on their characters and not just be one thing and not the other. Like they get to be multiple things and have multiple layers this year. I think that's a sign of a good show. Because I'm more of a television person than a movie guy. So for me, like even though it's a streaming TV and this has now been 3 years, because I'm used to following shows that air every week for 22 episodes. That's part of a superhero universe on the CW, which is no longer the case. And so seeing now like this era we're in now, like it's different. But yeah, I would say Peacemaker season 2, it steps up a lot of things. I think that will there be a third season? I don't know. We will see. It all depends on how many people tune in, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot of fun aspects that I didn't know that we would actually get to explore with a show like Peacemaker. Like again, season 1 is great, for what it is. But like I thought, okay, maybe this is as far as kind of where we're going. But now that it's part of the DCU and they can do more things, probably, of course, I think they're trying to think of it as like, let's try and make these characters as rich as possible, and so that they can exist in this franchise for as long as possible. So yeah, I overall had a really good time. I rewatched these 5 episodes at least a couple of times now, and there's a lot of enjoyment. And I know there's definitely be some things that people will like kind of about, which that's the case with any TV show. But again, I'm very curious to see how fans are going to respond to season 2, and it will start. It will start on Thursday, August 21st on HBO Max. Yes, it is now called HBO Max again. This better be the last name change, because like at this point, like we've gone from HBO Max to Max back to whatever. And at this point, like they're like, although Max was just. It's a choice, okay? We all witnessed it, and that's just the end of it. But let me guys know in the comments below what some of your speculations are for Peacemaker season 2, what things you want to see from Peacemaker season 2, and any thoughts that you have about things that I said in this video. But with that said, I'm gonna wrap it up here, and we will see when I drop my next video. It could be a month from now, a year from now, a millennia from now. Who knows? Because I don't even know. But I do want to commit to doing some YouTube stuff on the side. So if you like this video, do the thing that all these content creators always talk about: like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I go live with a new video. So, and with that said, if you want to follow me on all my socials, they're in the description below, and you will see them on screen in a minute. And also, if you want to follow all my work is at screenrant@screenrant.com for all the latest news and interviews that I do. I'm also on multiverseofcolor.com as the editor-in-chief, running an amazing team of people who are busting their asses up, bringing you different content about TV, film, comics, you name it. And of course, I'm the host of the ShowNoWhisper.com. That will hopefully be back this fall, as I still have episodes to release, and hopefully some more episodes in the makings. So, but yes, if you're still watching this channel, if you're still following this channel, thank you. Like you're a dedicated, very patient subscriber, because I warn you, I don't know when I'm ever gonna have a regular schedule for my YouTube stuff. So, but I hope you had some enjoyment from getting some of my thoughts on Peacemaker season 2. So. Let's see how this season turns out, starting on Thursday, August 21st on HBO Max. So with that said, I'm gonna sign off, but I'll see you on the next one.